Joshua verse 9. I have commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name of This Life Is Not For The Weak. Today I wanted to talk about warfare, physically, spiritually, but mainly spiritually, as in to do with self. So first, I just thought spiritual warfare, physical is quite common. Spread that quite a lot as well. And I'm gonna speak about that a little bit. But I decided, to research the meaning of spiritual warfare, and this is a definition that I found, and it says spiritual warfare refers to the battle in the spiritual realm between God's kingdom and Satan. It refers to the conflict between light and darkness, good and evil. For Christian, it is the fight against principality, rulers of darkness, power, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. And I speak about this quite a lot. I also remind myself about this quite a lot too, that it's not the flesh and the blood that we're fighting. It's more of strongholds, it's more of principalities and rulers. Have a look on my other videos on my walk with Christ, and in a few of those videos I've mentioned about warfare spiritually, and also when God, he removes the veil of your eyes. You see truth when you start to see things, when you even once the veil has been removed, that is it. Like I've said, the world calls it a spiritual awakening. So yeah, on my walk with Christ, on the narrow roads, right, you deal with a lot of fleshly desires, you deal with a lot of spiritual things, you deal with a lot of things within yourself, you deal with a lot of conviction. Obviously, in the beginning it weren't that easy, but it says this in the Bible, that you need to armor up with the word of God. You need to do all of that with the word of God, because the fight, it don't get easier, it gets harder. And especially the fact that you're doing good, you're not doing things in the darkness, you're walking on the straight and narrow. And on the straight and narrow, it is boring. Walking on the narrow road, it is boring. And the battles and the everything surrounding that, like warfare, everything surrounding your spirits, you have to, like, it's not easy. Basically, it gets harder, challenging, and there's a lot of lessons in there to learn. Battle with, this word battle makes me laugh, because because literally, it actually sounds like I'm physically in a war, but literally I am, like, spiritually, fighting my own battles, fighting battles that I come up against on a daily basis. But I want to say, in this life, we all have an enemy of something, and everybody individually can be their own enemy, because we are all fighting against our spirit in some way, shape, or form. And it's either up to you to recognize and do something about it. I have an enemy, and actually care, you know, and want to do something about it, or just not care and just, yeah. So, you know, spiritual warfare is Ephesians 6 basically. And like I said, you know, ourselves are our biggest enemies. And the main thing, you know, is our mind. Our mind is so important. Like, our mind is still the most important thing that you could have. Is either you allow your mind to control you, or you understand your mind. Decisions on a daily basis. We have to make choices on a daily basis. We have to consider second of the day. The amount of decisions and thoughts and things that go on in our minds is obviously way too much to count. Is that the world can corrupt your mind. The world can allow your mind to fall into corruption, to fall into things that are not delightful. I don't ever really use that word, but I feel like I need to say it then. Delightful, yeah. Things that are not nice. You know, the world can make you feel like that. You know, even though as much as I would love to, you know, see the world in colours and all of that stuff, realistically, it's not. Not trying to be a downer, but not trying to be a downer, but yeah, yeah, it's really real out here, and it's reality, you know. You have to consistently keep yourself in check, make sure that you're not falling short, you know, and you're not doing anything, you know, that you're not going back into your old ways, basically. And I feel like it's so easy, you know, to fall into your old ways. You cannot change people. Like, you can't change people. You can't. People are individually their self, in their nature, individually who they are. Like, you know, what's important is how you react to these spiritual warfare, how you react to people's behavior towards you. That's what's, yeah, because, you know, it says in the Bible as well, like, you know, it's not only spiritual warfare that we're dealing with, it's the flesh and the spirit that fight against each other as well all the time. So, you know, addiction can be anything, any addiction. There's so much addictions out there, but obviously it's up to you to balance yourself. Yeah, I feel like this is important. The word of God is so important when it comes to impatience, because you know, I found that the few times that I felt impatient, you know, I'll go into the word of God, and after I finish reading it, I reassure myself, you know, and put myself back into position, because you know, and it should inspire you to have a little bit more patience and faith, because that's what this journey is all about. The long and narrow road is not a fast-paced road, it is a patient road. And sometimes when you're also doing it by yourself, you know, it can take a bit longer, you know, and that's the thing. But trust in the Lord. um so this is one of the biggest one, and I think this is why I say it's very important, you know, to watch your mind, watch what you're taking in, especially when you're on this walk right now with Christ. Watch the things that you're doing, because you feel wary, it can make you not trust God. You know, these thoughts of the serpent, these thoughts of, you know, the fleshy desires of these things that will make you want to fall out of faith, fall have lack of faith, basically. Yeah, not everyone has the same outlook, the same perception, the same thoughts, the same this and that, everyone's different, you know. So I feel like that's one of the probably the biggest physical, spiritually slash warfare that you have to deal with. Your desires, the desires that you want, the desires that you need, makes you become impatient, you know. Paraphrasing, by the way, you should keep your sight on his words and meditate on his words day and night. But yeah, thank you for watching my video. I know that this life is not for the weak.